Hello and welcome to our next installment of our on-demand migration video series. My name is Steven Texera. I'm a solutions architect here at Quest Software in the migration vertical. And we're here today to talk about a mapping file, why you would need one and how you would invoke one, typically for disparate naming conventions from source to target tenant. So we're just going to give a quick example here. So if you've been looking at the previous videos in the series, you've already done a fair amount of work. You've registered your tenants, created a project, discovered your accounts, and now we're going to key in on here in just a single account by the name of Alex Wilbur. So Alex we've already discovered in the source. Now in the target, if you try to migrate an account to the target, if the UPN exists in the target as your tenant, as an indigenous value, then you can just migrate the account there directly. You may also need to change the nomenclature on the fly, or if you're going to match to an existing account in the target, maybe that account has already been created on-prem in the target AD, they're syncing up to the cloud in the hybrid Active Directory with the tenant. What we do here out of the box is we can match on these 5 specific attributes. If these attributes do not exist on the source and the target value is the same entity, then we can't match on that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to More Actions. We're going to map from a file. I'm going to browse to that file. We have one here called odmmapping.csv. Now I just used Excel because a lot of these mappings might be in bulk for hundreds or even some cases thousands of users. So if I open up this file here, you can see that the attributes that we key in are user principal name for the source, a user principal name for the target. We have the populated discovered value here for Alex Wilbur. And in the target, I'm just using this as an instructional point for how you would map to a disparately named object in the target. But in fact, Alex W is his UPN for the target account. So I technically could map on display name, but I'm just exhibiting this as a manual process in case you couldn't do that. So we're going to close out this file. Don't want to save changes. And we're going to invoke this. And let's go to next. And we'll do a run now. And finish. You'll see and view the details here. So we're actually performing a mapping from file task. It's looking at the UPN of the source user, which in this case is Alex W, and then should be populating the target UPN or matching onto the target user. And you will know if you're successful if the target UPN that does exist in the target as your tenant is populated here correctly. So that concludes our manual mapping file for on-demand migration. Thank you very much for attending.